All right, welcome back. We're going to be talking entertainment now. And if you are anywhere around the television, or if you've been in the last couple of days, you would have been hearing the buzz about King of Boys. Yes, Nollywood is making amazing strides, and the coming of streaming platforms have actually made things even more interesting for that sector. And I'm joined now by one of the lead actors from the series now, Titi Kuti. How are you doing, Titi?
Hi, Ebuka. How are you?
Very well. You're welcome. The most wanted guy in Hollywood right now. First of all, are you surprised by the reception, especially for you? You were in the movie, the original King of Boys. What do you think happened differently this time that all of a sudden you become the guy everybody wants to tap their grace from?
I beg you, tap your grace for God. Yeah, but it's okay. I think the whole idea behind KOB has always been to have a narrative like no other. So the first part had the story go in the direction of some certain characters, and then the second part had the story advance to some other characters. So I think that's what happened. There was a little more elaboration on the character of Ade Tiger, which I played in the second part. And most of the time in the first part, it was implied continuities, and people had to imagine the kind of things he does or how close they really were. But with the events of Alaja Salami losing her two children and then Ade Tiger becoming like the only person left to her as a son, and at the same time, the person who carries out all the dirty work, there was so much attention on that character, and some of the things that I actually did on the back scene that the viewers imagined in part one were actually seeing live, all the action and all that John Wick stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it was very, very good to see. But were you surprised that the production team or the director Kemi Adetiba decided to make you such a lead in this? And did you feel any pressure at all? Because it's such a popular brand now, and I'm sure getting to be such to have the spotlight on you that much. Wait, was there pressure, or was it just a comfortable like, okay, it's about time?
Okay, so I'll start with the first question, which is how I felt when I saw the script initially when Kemi sent it to me. So let me tell you one thing that I admire about Kemi, and it's the reason why I feel so attached to her, because it is a trait that I share too. She's a very daring person. She's a risk taker, and she wants to jump into the ocean from 50,000 feet out of an helicopter without knowing what's going on with just a dream. And wake me up in the morning, I'm on board with something like that any day, because I've taken so many risks in life. I've done so many things that are positive risks. So I know that definitely she must have had some reservation. Maybe, well, not reservations. People might have discouraged her, let's say, from the marketing perspective, like, okay, even if this guy is the greatest actor that Nollywood hasn't seen or not, the fact is there are definitely people who have bigger personalities that the stories could have been tailored around from a marketing perspective, but she wasn't having any of that. So the first time we had a conversation and she called me, she didn't ask me, "Oh, can you do it?" No, 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 no. Her question was, "Will you do it?" And that's it. So you don't ask me a question like that, So I knew what she was up to. Like, you know, uh, well, if she was going to take a chance, I was willing to take that chance with her. All right, and I was willing to apply myself and invest myself totally to ensure that, I did everything possible in my capacity to, I'm just attracted to risk takers. So yeah, I'm sure in some extent it was a risk, and I was willing to go through for the risk, not because of fame or anything, but that's just how I am wired as a person. I would take a risk, I would take a chance on a dream. So that's the first question. Regards to the
Makes
reception,
sense.
well, um, I'm not in Nigeria at the moment to feel the full extent of the buzz, but I'm happy it's getting that reception. I mean, it was a lot of hard work from everybody, the crew, all the actors. It was a lot that went into Kill Me Too. A lot, like you can't even. I'm sure you can know plenty of the stories. So, yeah, it was a lot. So having this kind of a reception and overwhelming love from everybody definitely makes me feel good. It makes me feel there's nothing more satisfying than you know jumping into the ocean with your eyes closed, and it working out well. Just looking at the dream. So yeah.
Very well. One more question, because a lot of us know you as for quite a while a behind the scenes guy. What informed that transition to what you are doing now in front of the screen?
Also, even from behind the scenes, I actually started in front of the camera. Yeah, I started up as a presenter first before I transitioned into producing, and it was my boss back then, Kwame, that we would just come to the office every day, and he would just talk me into me underutilizing myself, and not trying to maximize my capacity. So from becoming a presenter from being a presenter alone, I became a producer on this television platform back then, and then I became a producer for 5 other shows apart from mine, and that's how it all started. So and even at that, I always I always have roles here and there that I try to knock off, but it's something that I've always I believe you can be as many things as you want in life. Once you have the talent for it, and you have the will. Sometimes you need the will to discover the talent. It's just there. You just have to work hard a little bit. Yeah. So it's kind of that kind of. At some point, I had people who had been talking, especially when I was featured on other shows. There were times that on my own shows that I was producing, people would run out of extras, or something would happen to maybe one of our major deal players, and I just take on the role, and boom, and it just works out well. So there have been those talks from even other actors, including Shola Shibowale, that you can actually do this, and you can do both. Like, it doesn't matter how you started. There are actors that started as actors and ended up as producers at the end of their career. You have learned what production is about. You've done this for years, so it's time to push this acting a little further. And I just kind of went with the flow. But believe me, KOB1 was a total accident. But I guess that's the story for another day, right?
Fair enough. Well, we are joined now by Miriam Bakri, who is a content creator and an actor. And I know she's a huge fan of King of Boys, but also a huge fan of Nollywood. And I just wanted to get your perspective on, first of all, like I said, your husband casted you on social media, talking about how you were really into the proverbs and all of that that were put out in the series. What are your thoughts on, because there's always been an argument of, we need to shoot more in English so that a wider audience can accept it. But we're seeing now that that's not necessarily the case. What do you think of this cultural sort of tilt that King of Boys had, and, just generally where Nollywood is going with streaming platforms?
I think that Nollywood has come a long way, and I think that we still have a very long way to go. So if you ask me what I think about the KOB movie, firstly, I have a bias for Kemi Adetiba, so I'm going to try to be as objective as possible. But you would agree with me that, as Titi said earlier, she dares, like, she's bold, like, she takes risks, and she's not like afraid to let people know. So I think she did like an amazing for you to do a monumental first film, and then do a second one that like surpasses it. It's just, can we say bad ASS on air? Like, she murdered it.
No, you can't, but we get you.
And I'm here for her. Like, I stand her. Like, she knows that she did an amazing job. She's holding it down for a lot of us that are coming behind her. So I'm so proud of her, and it's a phenomenal movie. And I don't think the language was a barrier. Like, you wouldn't even think, oh, I'm watching a Yoruba, or I'm watching an Igbo movie. It was just a phenomenal movie. Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, like, it's a movie that every tribe, region would enjoy.
Do you think streaming platforms are a good thing? Because it's changing the game, definitely, and giving us, this global reach, which we've always wanted. But there's also been a lot of side talks about, are we getting our money's worth? You hear what they pay, not even Hollywood now, movies being made in like Korea, in Mexico. Is it a good start anyways? And maybe we'll get to the proper financial conversations later, you think?
I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what's going on behind the back ends, but from the surface things that we see, I don't know that we're getting our money's worth now, but I know that we're definitely on a good start. We're getting there. Well, like I said, we've come a long way from Nollywood 2010 is not Nollywood now, even though there's still like a stink. Like all the proverbs that I was saying was from the Nollywoods that I've watched back in the days, but if you compare the back, olden days Nollywood to this one, there's like a huge, gap. So I don't know that we're getting our money's worth now, but I know that eventually we'll get there. And on the question of if streaming platforms are a good thing for us. I think they're putting us on the map, because right now this one is on Netflix worldwide. It's not just Netflix Nigeria, so anybody from anywhere can view it. So it is not bad. I don't think it's bad. I think it's a great opportunity. And also for a movie like this, I don't know that a 7 hours movie could have been, even though it didn't feel like 7 hours, could have been featured at the cinema, I don't think that has ever happened. So the streaming platform saved us for this one. So yes, again, I think that it's a good thing. Like I said, like my mantra is, it is a good step, to the start.
What's your favorite line from the movie?
I say it now. That saying place, thrusting stuff. I don't know if I can say that on air. So
okay, if it's let's not do that. Titi, let me come back to you. Like I said, you have been in this game for quite a while, Titi. You have done TV, you have done presenting, acting, producing, and all of that. And you've seen the evolution happen. Where Nollywood is now, and we're seeing like a sort of a mini-series now of this magnitude on a platform like this, are we where we should be? Are you happy with where Nollywood is?
Thank you very much, Ebuka. What I would say is that it's been quite a transition. Especially over the past 15 years, it's been quite a transition. So definitely we are not, there is no content creator that is happy with where they are. You just have to nudge it a step further. So, but as far as content is concerned and narratives are concerned, we've had significant improvement. And trust me, like Miriam said, that the language, you got to appreciate your language. Like we seem to downplay the importance of language in narratives back home, but you'll be shocked at the overwhelming reception. Like about a week ago, I was having a conversation with it was actually like a media party, and I got to meet the premier of Alberta, and I was shocked at how much this guy knew Fela Kuti's songs word for word, like word for word. And this is a guy that doesn't understand Yoruba or anything, but it just shows that we need to appreciate the importance of language. You can't take out the language when you're in selling the narrative. So we're not where there's still so much room for improvement. There's a lot of places that we still need to go from here. And definitely projects like King of Boys, I'm happy to be part of it, and I'm happy that it is one project that, besides raising the bar and positively challenging other producers in Nigeria, it has also opened the doors for greater possibilities. And that is exactly what I've always been all about as far as the industry is concerned, positive collaborations, because you can't do it alone. If you see most of the great films abroad are not done, look at the end credits, you see so many huge studios, everybody has their participations. You can't do it alone. So, and we're getting there gradually, more collaborations, more participations, and there is definitely room, a lot, like from here now, as long as we continue to stay original with our narratives. It is the narratives that would sell, right? The narratives come first, and then the filming of it. How do you film it? How well is it filmed? But the narrative is the actual power. So let us just stick to our narrative and then continue to develop on our filming. Hopefully, in the time so short from now, we'll have a ton of Nigerian series that are airing on Netflix worldwide, and that's what we're looking for.
You are not in the country right now, so I don't know what's the reception been like for maybe not just even King of Boys, but just Nollywood as a whole. Are you getting a sense that people outside of Nigeria are also catching this wave?
Thanks, because absolutely they are listening, all right, and so it's left for us to prove a point. They're actually listening. For a very long time, people had this perception of Nollywood of some certain type of cliche narratives and the way the stories are being told. For a very long time that existed, but I think with what is going on now, they've all come to understand the fact that part was the starting point that was necessary for us to transition to where we are. You understand? No matter how much criticism you had about some certain films back then, we're seeing films that were shot back in the days that are being reshot now, and with better cinematography, So it's they are listening. The world is actually listening, I can tell you. Especially there are some countries that are on the upper echelon of attention as far as content production is concerned. And of course, most of our guys are also out here studying and expanding themselves. I'm also trying to do that, also just study, expand myself, and just learn some more stuff that you can always use back home to tell your stories, make your cinematography on the same level with any other production company in the world. So yeah, so I think it's a symbiotic relationship. The world is listening, and I think most of the key players in Nollywood are aware that the world is listening, and we actually want to make a huge statement. So yeah. Pretty much, I think the world is listening. We should just have that behind our minds in anything that we do from now on.
All right, I get you. Miriam, you're a content creator. I don't know if I can call you a comedian as well, because you're pretty funny on social media. And there's been a lot of talk about, Nollywood. The big blockbusters are always the funny movies. King of Boys is not. I mean, there may be funny moments, but it's not. You wouldn't call it a comedy. What do you think they did differently for you as a fan that made you so drawn to it?
I think it's the casting, it's the acting, it's the storytelling. I feel like it's a complete package. It's one thing to have a good story, then it's another thing to have great actors to deliver the story. And that's why sometimes in Nollywood, there's usually like a lot of mismatch. You can tell, oh, this movie would have been awesome if we had like a fantastic actor to deliver it. So you can tell that King of Boys took its time, or took her time, to select, actors, and they delivered. There was so much action, and when there was supposed to be calm, there was calmness. I feel like everything just synced. She didn't just use somebody just because, she put who could do it. And then I recently saw a tweet that Tony Tones didn't even understand Yoruba. She had to learn she had to learn on the job. And you can see that that's work, that's being thoughtful, that's putting, stuff together, not just doing stuff just because. She was intentional. That's the word I've been looking for. And I think that was what made it stand out. It was not a funny movie, but it still, it broke the blockbuster scene.
Can I put you on the spot and ask you who your favorite character is?
My favorite character
Yes.
has to be Eniola Salami. Yeah.
You went right to the top.
I have quite a number about Eniola Salami. Eniola Salami did it for me. I don't know, like only Kemi will make you love a villain. She did it for me, she just did it for me. I liked Ade Tiger too, but he was annoying me because when he was looking at that maid, I knew that something was up. So I was angry at Aunt Shola. I'm like, can you not see? But I didn't know that they had like another turn. So, but definitely Eniola Salami.
Would you act in a movie like this? And what role would you play?
Oh, I was supposed to. I didn't know what role Kemi was going to give me, but I was supposed to. And then at the time that she called me, I was in the US. I just had my baby. So I couldn't make it. But I didn't know.
So let's hope for that sequel.
Yeah.
Aditaga, is there going to be a sequel? Or a second season now that it's a series?
I believe the story is catching quite some waves, and there are so many directions that people that a potential season 2 can go. So, and that's Kemi for you. Kemi is the master of tease. She's the master. She will give you little by little, and give you clues to like a billion other things so that your mind can go and explode and you can just feel and die. That's Kemi for you. So I can trust you. If you talk to 10 people now, they will tell you 10 different directions that KOB season 2 can go. 10 different directions. So we can only just hope. Like, it's entirely up to the producer. That's Kemi in this case, and I think if the voice of the audience is strong enough, I mean, the audience has the real power. Actually, if the voice of the audience is strong enough, she's got no choice. Nobody's got no choice. We all have to make it happen, and that's it.
All right, thank you very much. I mean, with the way the series ended, I don't want to give it away for those who haven't seen it. There's no way, come on, you have to give us something. It just can't end that way and you tell us good night. I just hope it doesn't take as long as this one took. But thanks very much. Good luck with everything, Titi. And Miriam, hopefully we'll see you in the next season. Don't be away next time when you get that call, all right? Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Become
We're going to take a break now and come back and continue our conversation. Please don't go away.